Hi, my name is Steve Pratt. In the beginning trainer series, we recently learned how to type text in the Smart Notebook, create shapes, and also control the ordering of those shapes and text. And what we're going to do today is we're going to take those three ideas and apply them to make your SMART lessons more dynamic. And the three techniques that I'm going to show you today are the move and reveal technique, the order and reveal technique, and the erase and reveal technique. The three different techniques that we're going to look at are right here. When we talk about moving and revealing, you'll see that there is a question here, and if I remove this box here, it will reveal the answer to that question. When we talk about order to reveal, same thing. I have my question, and if I move my box over the rectangle here, it will reveal that answer as well. Erase to reveal, when we talk about erasing to reveal, we're talking about erasing digital ink to reveal the answer in which we are talking about. So let's take a closer look and talk through the process of setting up a move and reveal. The first thing that we're going to want to do is you're going to want to create a question and an answer. So in order to do that, if you simply double touch on your board there, you can take your keyboard and actually type in your question as well as your answer. From a formatting standpoint, if there is anything that you want to change, if you go up to the text icon in your tool panel, you will see you've got options as far as sizing and fonts and whatnot go with that. So you've got options for that. So we've got our question and our answer created. The next step is going to be to create a rectangle that is going to essentially that we can move over our answer to cover it up. So to create that rectangle, what we're going to want to do is go up to the Shapes tool option there. You'll see the rectangle option right here. While we are up here, let's format that rectangle so that it is a color similar to what you see here. We want to set the fill of that rectangle different from the text of our answer here. So in order to do that, if I select the color option here, you've got fill options for your colors. We selected a burgundy color here. You also have an option to select the line color for the border outline of your rectangle. Okay, so once you have those selected, you can go ahead and create your rectangle, and you can do so by pressing and dragging your rectangle. I would make it about the size of what your answer is. So in this case, as you look here, I wanted my rectangle to be about yay big. Okay. Now the last thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to bring this rectangle to the front. And by bringing it to the front, what that allows is as I drag it over my answer here, it will essentially make that answer invisible, thus completing the move and reveal process. The second one that we'll look at is the order to reveal. So going off of the same question that we have here about where is Tutankhamun's tomb, what we're going to want to do is create another rectangle in which our answer is going to go. So in order to do that, if I go back up to my shapes option here, I want to select a rectangle. You'll see here we created a dotted rectangle. We did that by selecting the lines option in the contextual tool panel here. You've got options for dashed lines and the thickness of those lines. So select what you want, create your rectangle about the same size as what you just created before. All right. Then we're going to want to put our answer in that box. So in order to do that, if I double tap inside that box. I can take my keyboard and I can put the respective answer that we want in there. Valley of the Kings. Now when you do that, that text is going to come up in black. We want to change the color of that text to match our background here, which is white. So in order to do that, what I'd like you to do is with your mouse, select that text, okay? Go up to the text icon in our tool panel, and we want to select that color to white, thus making that answer disappear, okay? We made the rectangle outline so we know exactly where that answer is, so there's never any question, well, where did my answer go? It's inside of that rectangle. The next step that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create another filled rectangle similar to what we did up here. That's going to fit over our rectangle here. So in order to do that, once again, select the Shapes icon in our tool panel, select Rectangle. Remember, we want to fill that rectangle with a color of your choice. So if I select the color option here, I can fill it a color that contrasts our background here. So black, burgundy would be nice choices to make with that. If you want to select a line color for the border of your rectangle, you can do that. You can do that as well. Size your rectangle. You can click and drag it to fit it about the size of what we have here. All right. Last thing that I'd like you to do is select the triangle that has your answer in it, and in the upper right-hand corner, select the down arrow, and what we want to do is, down where it says order, we want to bring that text to the front, all right? And that's going to essentially complete this process, because when I take my filled rectangle and slide it over our answer, you will see that the text appears, and it is the same color text as our background. The last one that we're going to go through is the erase to reveal. Similar to the last two steps, make sure you have your answer typed in, just similar to what I have right here. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to fill or color over this answer with white digital ink. That's what hides it. So in order to do that, if I go up to my pen tab here, I want to select the color of my pen to be white, matching my background. So lower right-hand corner, select that white color option, and then I think it'll save you time if you make that pen a little bit larger as far as the area that it covers. So to cover more area, if you select the line style here, I always select one kind of closer to the bottom here, kind of a thicker pen color. So when I do that, you'll see that the answer disappears until I erase that white digital ink and making that answer reappear again. What I'd like you to do now is discuss with your partner or your small group, why would you want to hide information in your smart notebook before talking about it? Talk about that within your small groups, and we'll come back together and discuss what you came up with. One of the reasons why you would want to hide information before talking about it with your students is to initiate that thought process with every student and allow them an opportunity to actually think before jumping in whole group discussion. The other reason why you would want to hide information before talking about it is to make your SMART lessons more interactive. This is an example of how I've used the erase and reveal function in my classroom. I teach 6th grade math, and one of the lessons that we do every year is comparing fractions. And what you see here is this is a photograph copy from our math series here of 4 different problems in which students have to tell which fraction is greater than the other. The method that we use to solve these fractions is by cross multiplying. So, for example, 5 times 4 we know is 20. 9 times 3 we know is 27. The higher number, the fraction on that side, is the greater number. So what I do is I'll have students come up, they'll show this here, and then they'll erase to confirm their answer. So in this case, we know 3/5 is greater than 4/9, thus I can erase to reveal my answer, and you can see that on the rest of these answers right here. Now, how did I set this all up? Well, the first thing I did was I pulled up our math series here. These are the problems taken from our book. What I then did was I accessed my floating toolbar, and I took a screen capture of this specific box. So in the screen capture options, I wanted to select the area capture. So when I do that, I want to point my finger and actually drag it, and you'll see it's going to create. It'll create a box as I move my finger. So if I start up in the upper right hand corner and just go diagonal here, you'll see it creates a box here of what I want it to show. Once I let go, it will take a picture of that image and send it directly to my Smart Notebook. I'll bring that down to the middle here by just pointing and dragging. I'm going to resize it here in the lower right hand corner, make it a little bit bigger, and then what I want to do is I want to lock it in place, and I'll do that by selecting the down arrow here, locking, and then lock in place. You can also do a Control-K keyboard shortcut to go ahead and lock that in place. I want to give directions for what I'm going to do here. So if I double tap up top here, I can take my keyboard I want to erase to reveal, and I can move that around accordingly. I can go ahead and lock that in place as well. Upper right hand corner, locking. Once again, Control-K is a keyboard shortcut to use for that. The last thing I want to do then is actually hide my answers so that they can be revealed by erasing. To do that, I want to cover these answers with white ink. So to do that, I want to go up to my pen toolbar, and I want to, in the contextual toolbar, select the color option here, and I want to select the white option here, and then as far as the thickness of that pen goes, select something that's going to cover a little bit of space here, and then I can go through and actually hide each one of my answers so that they can be revealed by my students. It's your turn to actually apply what we've just talked about. So what I'd like you to do on your own right now is to create a hide and reveal, a move and reveal, and an erase to reveal activity that you can use in your own classroom. Be sure to reference pages 41, 42, and 43 of your learner workbook in order to do so.